So we are here with Izzie Gomez, who's the frontman for the Snares.
What's happening, everybody?
That was so freaking fun. That was so fun. You just came off of tour.
Yes.
So how was America?
It was pretty rad, honestly. Yeah. I mean, like, other than like the affordability stuff, it was pretty good. Like we didn't have too much of a, it's actually cheaper over there. So like the gas and the hotels were nice. Right. Yeah. But yeah, it was cool. Like we went through the East Coast and we did kind of like a backwards 6.
Okay.
Kind of a loop. And yeah, started up in Boston, went down to Orlando, then got to like Chattanooga, Tennessee, and went straight to like Washington, D.C.
Right.
Yeah. So 16 dates in total.
Great.
Yeah.
And so is it true that when you go out on tour, you really feel like everything kind of tighten and click together because you're literally playing every night together?
Definitely. Like you have like a lot of time to kind of just dial in your set, and then by like the 3rd or 4th night, everything seems pretty like meshed in.
Right.
And you don't really do too many changes unless like they ask for more or less time. And then at that point, it's like you almost like get looser in a good way, and like it's more fun. And,
right.
Yeah, you just have way more fun on stage. But
yeah,
unless there's like weird technical issues, then like it gets just easier as the tour goes on. So,
right. And you guys don't seem sick of this material at all. You still seem very enthusiastic about it.
Yeah, I think we love playing the songs and stuff like that. I think every once in a while we will retire some tunes and stuff to make more like brain space for other stuff. But it all just depends too, because if like when we were like in Europe, the shows would like last a little longer, and they'd be like, you start at midnight, and you're like, okay, how long is the set? And they're like, hour and a half, and you're like, okay. And so like you try and remember all the songs and extend the solos. And then,
it's like you hear these stories about the Beatles playing in Hamburg for like 8 hours at a stretch. Like
I don't know if we could do
like
that.
Yeah. I know. That's like Herculean. That's wild.
Yeah,
so.
8 hours is wild.
Yeah.
But you know, I feel like back then though, that you were like more inclined to do stuff like that because you're session musicians and you played like a lot of like other people's material.
Yeah.
And nobody even called it a cover, or no one was cared about stealing music. It was all standards.
Right. Yeah.
Right. So
yeah, it was just play all the hits.
Yeah. A lot of people, they just had way more repertoire that they had to have. And like the popular music was kind of like just the standard music too. I don't know. It's kind of hard to explain. But right.
But so I'm curious, like when you were young, can you think of a moment or a song or a band or something that made you think like, I need to pick up a guitar? Like, what was that? Is there anything in your mind that kind of sticks out as far as like something that impacted you like that?
I was lucky and also unfortunate in the sense that like my parents are Mexican. So like my dad, by the time I was like 2 or 3 years old, like there was a guitar at the house and I would just drag it around. But then like my parents weren't like avid music listeners for some weird reason. Like they listened to like the Beatles and Michael Jackson and like Chicago. And like my mom had a weird Enya CD too. And that was like always playing in the car.
Okay,
but, like,
I heard a little bit.
Yeah, there was a little bit of that stuff, but it was like they were just like playing like hits and stuff. And then I didn't really start listening to a lot of like music until like I had some of my older cousins like give me these weird like compilation CDs. Yeah, it was like
cousins broke you in.
Yeah, they gave me Linkin Park and I was hooked. Also, like there was like some weird like animated music videos that they put on a CD-ROM. I don't know if anybody knows what that is anymore, but like, yeah, those were cool. Yeah, I was like Dragon Ball Z to In the End by Linkin Park. I was like, it was cool. Yeah.
So, well, that leads really well into my next question, which is like, what you seem to me like somebody who was like kind of a popular culture junkie, like you were like kind of into like movies and comics and stuff like that.
Yeah,
like,
definitely.
What were the other things that fed into this zany sound that you have going on?
Yeah, I think like by the time I got into like high school and stuff like that, I had friends that like got me into like more like cooler movies and like independent films and stuff like that. I had an uncle who got me into jazz like pretty early.
Okay.
Shout out to Martell, Finley Martell, you're the man. But yeah, like he got me into like salsa music, and which is weird because like my parents, like I said, they were like they just put on whatever, and like he would put on a lot of the music that they would dance to and stuff, and like so.
Did you ever play jazz or salsa?
I did. I played jazz like briefly in high school, and then a little bit in like college, like combo, like.
But just to get your chops.
Yeah.
Kind of.
I mostly use like I love bossa nova, like Brazilian music. I use that as homework because like this stuff is like 4 chords, and it's like you know, it's if I just did this all the time, I'd probably like lose a little bit of the. Like the more technical stuff, and I'm not a very technical player, but like it's good to like have some of that stuff to like, I don't know, kind of just like when you're playing with your bandmates, it's like good to know like this is a C, and then everybody goes and even that I mess up. But it's I love jazz. I think like by the time I got into like college, I was like, this is not like, it's a life study, and it's like I'm not gonna be that good. Yeah. So I would rather just like write pop tunes that like I relate to and other people might relate to more. And that's how that went.
Is there a songwriter that you like sort of studied, like as far as? Yeah,
definitely. I mean, like,
who are you listening to as
like
far as?
The homework stuff is like, I'm a huge fan of Jorge Gilberto. And like he's like, to me, he's like my hero as far as like all that goes. But from like a kid, I think I'd always study like one of my favorite musicians for like, and like try and learn not their whole discography, but like learn how to play their style and like copycat them. I was a big fan of like Ben Gibbard from like Death Cab for Cutie.
Oh, okay.
And then I got really into
and lyrics too? Or? Yeah,
well, like lyrically, I'm not the best. Like I have a like a really bad memory, so like I make my lyrics nice and tight, real short. But
they're very punchy,
but he was he was like a really good lyricist and like you know, stuff like that. And there's like, you know, great lyricists like David Bowie. I always go like, no one knows what David Bowie's like singing about, but it's like a hit. So like that kind of like, you know, taught me like a little bit of that stuff. And then like there's bands and like for sure. Once I started getting into, at first I was a lot of like folk music. I loved folk, and I was like really into Bob Dylan, like the 64 record that he put out. And like also just like, I don't know, just a lot of like the old school blues, like Rosetta Tharpe and Mississippi John Hurt, stuff like that. Yeah. And then I found like a band called the OCs, and that like, that's like the whole sound is like we're just ripping off the OCs. The OCs aren't from Sacramento, but like they're from San Francisco. Well, they're from San Francisco, but they came here to record for many years. Oh wow! With a guy named Chris Woodhouse, who had like a studio. It was either above or like near the old like the Red Museum that we know of now. Right. Yeah. And right around the corner, pretty much. Yeah. When I first moved here, like that was kind of like the place I was like, this is like really cool. Yeah. And eventually they had like those like Red X festivals and stuff like that. And they'd always put on really cool local acts mixed with like acts from like around the country that were kind of on a larger scale and stuff. And so I thought that was always cool. It
definitely has this like Sacramento has this very like DIY, you know, build it in your garage vibe to it, and the Red Museum sort of like typifies that, you know, like we have like Porch Fest here in town, which is like so rogue and fantastic. So yeah, I mean, it's not a surprise that really unique, interesting bands emerge out of that, because it's kind of like dance while no one's watching. You know, it's like totally, you know, you're really just relying on other artists to support you.
For sure. You know? I mean, I think that's like the cool thing about Sac is it's not that big, but it's like big enough for there to be lots of different kinds of music.
It's juicy with music.
Yeah, and it's like weirdos, so that's nice. Yeah,
completely.
I love weirdos.
Yes, yes. This is a room full of books about weirdos.
I mean, basically. Is it art if it's not weird? You know what I mean?
So, how did you meet your band?
I moved here like during the pandemic, and like once everything started opening up, I started like applying for jobs, and I applied for a teaching position in like Guitar Center, and that's how I met Lucas, our drummer.
Okay.
He was like my boss, like my lessons lead. And so we started jamming because when I first moved here, I had like 1 or 2 buddies that were playing music that were from the small town that I am from, Tracy. Tracy, California.
Right, right.
My joke is you've probably smelled it going through the 5. But yeah, it's so like I had a buddy up here and he was like telling me to move up here and start playing music again because I hadn't played music in a while and I really wanted to again. And so when I moved here, we were jamming and immediately one of our friends moved back to Manteca or something, and that's when we like made some switches and had Lucas come and play drums. And then eventually the bass player moved and we met Julian through the circuit because in the beginning, like Golden Bear was like this hub of like, I always called it like a mini Renaissance. Like it was like, I don't know, everybody was just like sick of being inside. Yeah. And so when they like opened the doors, everybody was just going in. It was really hard to book shows back then. So it was just like,
of course, impossible, right?
You just did a lot of like open mics.
Yeah.
And so you'd like get on, play 2 songs and get off. And then, so like through the circuit, we met like people like Sam Elliott, who plays in a band called Demon Wrangler here in town. Okay. And Julian plays in that band along with like his brother, and also like a legend named Mike Farrell, who's like been in lots of cool bands, but like he's just like one of those, call him like a second, third wave mod rocker, but that they don't look like Beatles, which I appreciate. Yeah. I think it's cool when you like dress like as yourself. But, awesome. Sorry, damn, that's going to be not good. I'm going to get hate from all the mod bands. Like. Anyways, sorry. Just, why do you got to wear a suit? I don't know. But, like, I'm pretty sure my bandmates are like, let's wear the suits. Yeah. I'm like, I don't want to wear the suits, man. But, yeah,
I think you guys would look great. Especially Danny.
Oh, yeah. But, and then that's how, like, we, like, got a hold of Julian. And then, like, we went on a tour. And then eventually met Danny, who like also was playing in the circuits and stuff. She plays in a really cool band called Rainbow City Park. And so pretty much everybody in the band is like very active in the scene. And so like we all got to just kind of like meet each other through the scene in Sacramento. And it was just, like, the rest is history. We started like, as soon as like we started playing with Danny, we immediately started like recording a new record and then touring. We got on this like weird label and then got off the label and then started working with a booker, and then now that's where we're at right now. It's like we're just independent, but we get help with like booking. Shout out to Mickey, Ivy Agency. So and since then like we like I think last year we started working with a second booker out in Europe named Jonas with Yeah. Oh. Not to be confused with the band
Yeah. Okay, all right.
But
separate entities.
Yes. Okay. And so we did like a 19-date tour out there. Met some cool people. Awesome. Especially a guy by the name of Freddie, who was our driver. That was really cool. Okay. He like had like 4.
I feel like there are Freddie stories.
Oh, there are many Freddie stories.
I bet. And you guys are about to go on another tour in the fall, it sounds like?
Yeah, in September, October, we're going to be going, pretty much doing a West Coast run. And like into the Rockies and some new ground for us, which is the Southwest. Just like
fantastic.
Arizona, New Mexico.
Oh, that'll be great.
Yeah.
That would be so great. Well, there is something to be said for flooding the zone with goofy joy. And I feel like that's what you guys are doing. Like that, like there's so much joy exuding from this music. It's music that doesn't take itself too seriously, which is very, very refreshing. It's just, thank you so much for performing at the store.